G'day, welcome back to the 40 channel. We have been very busy not doing 40 series Landcruiser stuff, so it's taken up a bit of my time, but we're going to get back on some of the smaller things that are crucial. So, the steering wheel. I've been chasing a steering wheel for some time now. I've always had this one, but I was trying to find one that was in better condition than this one. This one has a huge big chunk ripped out of the side here. It's got cracks, it's weathered. It needs a lot of love. Let's get straight into the steering wheel restoration. Be careful of scammers. It's unbelievable how many scammers are out there are on these Landcruiser 40 series web pages, mostly Facebook. They're stealing photos from other members and they're posting them as if they're their own, and they're trying to take money off you guys and do the runner. I myself was nearly done. A guy had one of these steering wheels up for sale. It looked absolutely beautifully restored, or in excellent condition. Either way, it looked amazing. We worked out a deal. He was in the States, or he told me he was in the States. I sent him some money, but I told him I would only pay him by PayPal. Very lucky on my behalf. He had my money, then he tried to spin some story that he needed more for some insurance thing. Red flag went up, got my money back. What I'm saying, guys, is be really, really careful. These guys are taking images from other people and selling items they don't have. Quick way to find out if it's really true or not: right click on that image, do a Google image search, and you'll quickly find out whether it's been stolen from another member or another web page. Be careful, guys, it's very disappointing that it's happening, and it makes me angry. Anyway, let's get into it. How are we going to repair this 1965 steering wheel to bring it up like new? Well, it's all a bit of a hope really, but I'm pretty certain we'll be able to achieve it. As you saw, there was some pretty big cracks, and the worst one right here is a huge giant chunk out of the side of the steering wheel. It's almost like it's been hit with a hammer, and my guess is that's probably happened when they tried to remove it. The rest of them are just from perish from age, and it seems to be quite common with these old steering wheels that they just crack and start to pull away from their metal frame. We're going to use the Rapidstick 8250. This is a high strength 2-part epoxy. This stuff is really going to be able to stand up to what we ever give it, because check this out. This has got a tensile strength of 3,426 psi. That's mind-blowing. So it doesn't matter how hard I grip this thing, it's not going to break. Right, the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to die grind all these cracks out. We're going to V them out. It's going to give us a better purchase when we use the 8250. It's also going to allow us to get the epoxy right into that gap and be able to smooth it off a little bit better. Alright, so let's start V'ing out some of these gaps. Righto, so they actually took a lot longer than I thought, but we've dug right into there, just like a cavity if you're going to the dentist. Oh. Righto, so we've V'd out all the cracks. It's all cleaned up. We took a little wire brush, gave it a really good scrub out as well. Just get all those little flaky bits out. Next thing I'm going to do is going to give it a full wipe down with some wax and grease remover, just to get anything out that might be foreign, just to help the 8250 stick right into where we need to go. You can see that was worth doing because there was a whole lot of flaky stuff in there, so that's good. Righto, it's all cleaned up, it's ready to go to chuck in the 8250 epoxy. Now the cool thing is, it comes with this little tiny mixer nozzle, so this is going to be really perfect to get right down into the bottom of that V and work our way up to fill all the gaps. So that's really, really cool that it does that. They also has a nice little locking cap over it too, so we can put that back on. They give you 2 nozzles, so if you don't use it all in one go, you can save it and reuse it. So they've thought about these extra little things, so good job, Chemtools. Just going to squeeze a little bit out first. That way I know that it's pre-mixes inside the nozzle as well, so there's no mixing or anything. They've thought of everything. This little nozzle is awesome. It gives me a whole lot more precision than I actually thought I'd ever have on it, so this is fantastic. It does help me get right into the bottom of that V that I've grooved out. Righto, so we're finally done filling it up with the 8250 from Chemtools. Now we had to do a few little things that caught us out. One was this stuff is really, really fluid, so it's really, really good. It gets right into the cracks of it. But the problem was, especially on this massive side right here, it was running out and I just couldn't get it to stay in position. So we stopped what we were doing and we made up little supports with electrical tape. So we've built up barriers. Then we're able to fill it all up and the electrical tape's held it all in place. We're going to pull all that electrical tape off now and have a look at it, and then we can start to cut it and grind it right back to shape. Righto, now I don't know if you can see that. That whole area was cracked and just massive. So you can see the electrical tape's held all that in and it's given us quite a nice shape to work with, and it's all gone off. Righto, now a quick little disclaimer. Now this says it's 15-minute epoxy resin. Now that may be the absolute case when you're gluing small little bits and pieces together, but when you're filling in huge gaps, especially one like this is massive. This nearly took a quarter of a tube to fill, and the tubes actually went a long way, so I was quite impressed at how far they went. But it did take a full overnight. I also found that if you left it in the sun, it actually went off a lot better than sitting out in a cold shed. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, now let's start to shape all of this and try to get our shapes back. So as well as down here, we filled the cracks. We filled the cracks around the steering wheel. Now we've just got to shape it all in because it looks a little bit ugly at the moment. Righto, so there's a couple ways we can work this down. You can get a file and you can very patiently just file it down. It actually files pretty easily. We can get a little 90-degree angle die grinding machine and a couple of these little pads, whatever you want to use. We're going to start with a pretty abrasive one. We're going to try to be as gentle as we can. Do not rush this. Righto. Righto, so I've just knocked all the tips off it. I haven't taken it right back. Now we can change to something less aggressive so we don't damage our steering wheel. I'm going to try this little buffing wheel first, and then we might drop right down to a really fine buffing wheel. Righto, so we dropped right down to this fine buffing pad. Now to get a really nice finish, we're using some 400 grit paper. I'm just giving it that final finish. Right, and some of these really tight radiuses, they've still got some high spots. We're using a really small round file. We're just working very finely, just trying to follow that profile. Then we can come back with our 400 and we just try and follow it around with our hands. Righto, so we're pretty much finished. It feels amazing. So make sure you run your hands around everywhere you've done. Just run your hands everywhere. If you can feel it with your hands, you might need to give it another light little rub here and there. Keep rubbing it back with your fingers and you'll know where it needs to be done. Right, all I need to do now, give it a clean up with some wax and grease. Right, now for our Toyota badge. It's not too bad, the horn center, so I think we should be able to get it a good clean up. All I'm going to use is some R1. Actually right on these rusty chrome bits there on the back too. See that's coming off. Wow, look at this. Wow, yeah, look at that. It has come up absolutely like a treat. I did not expect it to come up like that. All I've used is a bit of R1 and it's even all the had a whole lot of cracks and all that type of stuff through here. A little bit of rust around here. It's sort of just cleaned all that up. All I've used is a rag and some R1 and it looks amazing. You can see these little imperfections just around here. I'm going to leave them because it's going to fit the patina build of the fire truck. The steering wheel's all done. It's hanging out in the sun. I just hit it with some apparently some plastic paint so that adheres to plastic. So hopefully it'll be okay. Anyway, as soon as that dries, I'm going to clip it all together and give you the end result. So that'll be tomorrow. Righto. So the steering wheel is finished. It's repaired. It's come up. Well, the repairs have come up absolutely awesome, but I'm a little bit disappointed in what I've done. I rushed it and I used the buffer, as you saw, to try to make things a little bit quicker. And now I've got a whole lot of little indentations in here that only showed up after I put that high gloss paint on it. So what I should have done was just taken my time and used the file and the sandpaper only and just slowly worked away at it and finished it off. But at the end of the day, I do have a steering wheel that is no longer cracked, no longer damaged. And when you get that center cap piece in there, that'll clip on once the steering wheel's on, it looks amazing. It looks 10 times better than it ever did before. It's black, it's gloss, there's no more cracks, there's no more big chunks out of it. And it'll really tie off the inside of Sam really, really nicely. So at the end of the day, I'm not 100% happy, but that's only because of my doing, not because of the awesome Chemtools product. But like I said, these steering wheels are very hard to come by in any condition, let alone good condition. The 8250, it really did work well in filling all those gaps and repairing all that, especially that big chunky piece that was out of it. This steering wheel is pretty much a write-off. This will well and truly get Sam on the road and giving it a better look than it ever did before. Anyway guys, that's it for this episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully this was a little bit helpful in repairs. So not just steering wheels that you can use the two-part epoxy from Chemtools on. This is all different types of components that might need repair and it does a really good job. Anyway, until next time, take care of yourselves.